Blind, pale, emotionless fate.
This evening, friend.
Is God.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into the Horrorverse, and today we're looking at Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, the producer's cut, which is actually the original cut of the movie. The theatrical cut, some people think it's the original because it's seen everywhere. Producer's cut was the original idea, so quite a bit of changes in this, but some stuff is kind of the same. So there's a lot of changes in this, so I decided to, make a separate video about it. It's not gonna be that long, but, because I already went over the, Curse of Michael Myers, the theatrical cut, so if you want to go check that out, go check it out on my channel. There's the, I did that a couple weeks ago, and I've been kind of delaying this review because I made a comic collection last week, made a podcast episode, I made 2 podcast episodes, so I was kind of busy last week, so I decided to do it this week, and I'm happy to be back doing reviews, and, since I'm doing this very, very soon, probably, I don't know, really soon I'm doing the Cobra Kai Season 2 review, because this kind of feels incomplete, because it's not going to be that long of a review like I, explained, because it's just a producer's cut, showing kind of the differences, and, talking about how much I like this one, or how much I don't like it. But overall, I like this movie. I like, the producer's cut a lot more than the theatrical cut. I think most people would agree. Although, like, the theatrical cut does have better color grading in it, it looks a little better. Some scenes in the theatrical cut, I do enjoy the, very brutal kills in the theatrical cut, but obviously the producer's cut, it explains stuff more, it makes more sense. I like the music more and stuff. So yeah, really excited to get into this review. So let's get into it. So Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, the producer's cut, 1995. It kind of feels meaningless to say that again because I said it in the last review, but
Whatever. I always put my eye.
But, yeah. So, so it's just obviously the same year, it didn't come out any separate years. They just did reshoots with the theatrical cut, as I kind of explained in that review. But, I'm excited just to talk about specifically, because I feel like in the theatrical cut, I was also talking a lot about the producer's cut a little bit, which I kind of tried to avoid, but it's kind of inevitable to do. But yeah, here we are in the producer's cut. But like I kind of explained, oh, also, actually, Michael over here got an upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah, I just stuck a candle in him.
It's not an actual candle, so he's not gonna like light on fire and stuff. It's like this little light candle. But yeah, like I explained, I like this one a lot more. Well, not too much. Like, I like it more, but not so incredibly more. Both of these cuts, like I said, are very off. Like I said, this is not one of my favorite movies in the franchise. It is better than Halloween 5 and, of course, Resurrection. Yeah, it is a lot better than those films. Yeah, so, like, so let's get into some of the differences. So some of the differences, I gotta say, so first of all, the theatrical cut has better, I feel like the theatrical cut has better color grading, because the producer's cut kind of feels unfinished and incomplete, as color grading, but, honestly, to me, it still looks okay. It still looks pretty great. And everywhere you try to look on Amazon. So I went on Amazon trying to look for this movie, Halloween 6, the producer's cut, and it is like $50. And I was looking so many sites, and it took me days till eventually I found it on FYE, and it is only like $8 on Blu-ray, and it's awesome. And I would eventually order that soon. As well as coming in a couple months, I'm gonna get Halloween 4 and 5 on Blu-ray, so I can't wait to have those. But sometime in the future, I'll eventually grow my collection, hopefully within 2020 or 2021. I would have grown my collection enough to do a new collection video, because if you've been here since the beginning of the channel, you'd know that I made a few other collection videos before the one that's up, but I eventually deleted those and made new ones. That's probably what I'm going to continue to do along the way. But, yeah. So, like I said, the producer's cut, that was one of the differences, but another difference, let's get into the pros of the producer's cut. The producer's cut makes so much more sense of everything. Everything makes so much more sense, but except, the story, behind, Jamie getting pregnant is a little more disgusting than it was in the theatrical cut, gotta say. But, it makes more sense, than just, a baby, popping out, But I don't know. But it makes a lot more sense. If you've seen the movie, you know what happens and how she gets the baby and everything. It explains it a little later on in a flashback. But overall, I like the producer's cut a lot because I don't know why. I feel I saw this movie a long time before I actually got into the horror, like actually into the horror as a genre. So when I watched this movie, I don't know why, like when I was watching it, I felt so much nostalgia for it, and I didn't really know why until I kind of remembered. I was like, you know what, I actually have seen some of this movie after watching it a while, but I have rewatched it recently. This past October of 2020, I binge watched every single one of the films. Not exactly on that one day. Obviously, on Halloween, the day I watched Halloween, the first one, and sometimes usually later that night I'll watch Halloween 2. So I got the DVDs to pop in, and also the first Halloween I'm gonna upgrade to a 4K, and the second Halloween is not on 4K, but I can get the collector's edition Blu-ray for like $10, and it's amazing. I already have the third movie, but I mean, I want to buy the slipcover for Halloween 3, the collector's edition slipcover. Yeah, and so some of the pros, yeah, it makes a lot more sense. There's some scenes where you can tell, like at the ending, everything is kind of minor before the ending, but when it comes to the ending, the ending, like the last like 20 or 25 minutes of the film, the last 20 or 25 minutes of the film are completely different from the theatrical cut. They're two opposite endings. And it's cool. I gotta say I like the producer's cut ending a lot more. The one thing that I wish, a lot of people don't agree with me on this, but the one thing that I wish was in the producer's cut was the scene in the theatrical cut where he had Michael killing all those doctors in that room. Kind of up the score, the score of the kills a little bit. Kill count kind of went up. This one's a lot less brutal, but overall I still think this is a better movie than overall better film than the theatrical cut. I'm pretty sure most people would agree. Some people don't. Some people like the theatrical cut more. I understand why. Maybe they've seen it more. I've only seen the producer's cut once. And it was hard to find. Yeah, I watched it recently. Also, you get a little more screen time with Jamie Lloyd. You get a little more screen time, like, so the kill where she gets killed with the machine in the barn, that scene's completely different. Instead of that happening, Michael does a little simple stab below screen. And then she falls to the ground, still breathing. Doctors find him. Dr. Loomis figures out she's still alive and everything. And then that makes better sense. That makes more sense of why Dr. Loomis is actually at the hospital instead of just being there kind of for no reason. And then also another scene, it's kind of minor, but kind of makes a little bit of difference during the scene. Whenever, and that kind of rage that John Strode is going through, whenever he said, yeah, just give her all of her money. Whenever he was talking to his wife about giving Kara the money, you didn't see what he was mad about. Like, he was through money. But in the producer's cut, a small little 1-second clip of Kara's mom passing money to her.
Oh yeah, that's it, Deborah. Just keep slipping her the cash. While you're at it, I got a great idea. Here, why don't you give her all of our goddamn... Oh, that's it, Deborah. Yeah, just keep slipping her the cash. While you're at it, I got a great idea. Here, why don't you give her all of our goddamn money?
But I don't know why they cut that out. Some of this doesn't make sense. But sadly, Donald Pleasence, I should say, passed away. Yes, he did pass away in this movie, kind of. In the theatrical cut, he does. But in real life, he passed away after the producer's cut was made. So during the theatrical cut, there was no reshoots with him. They just kind of used old footage and kind of tied it together. That's why you never really saw Dr. Loomis and somebody else in the same shot together quite a bit throughout the theatrical cut. But in this movie, Dr. Wynn's a lot more menacing. The reveal's a little bit different of Dr. Wynn's. It's a little bit different than it is in the theatrical cut. But yeah. So I kind of want to shoot straight towards like the ending of the film, the last 20 or 25 minutes of the film, where it's completely different. Because everything before that's kind of minor. But another thing that I love, that's a pro of this, of the producer's cut, is the music. See, I kind of like the music, the kind of vibe of the theatrical cut that you get, the kind of grungy type music, but I do like the original John Carpenter kind of score playing throughout it. It was everywhere, and a lot of and like there was an extra shot of Michael where it shows it's a really very, you feel nostalgia for it, for the original film when you watch the scene when you have Kara kind of being, you see Kara being stalked by Michael in the producer's cut, and the music's playing and everything. But usually it's it's replaced with Alice in Chains and like all this different grunge music. It's kind of replaced with in the theatrical cut.
Tonight's gonna be killer.
Kara, I swear, one of these days you're gonna get lost in that thing.
I can't find my term paper.
Kara, I swear, one of these days you're gonna get lost in that thing.
I can't find my term paper.
Also, overall, I like the theme song of this more, as you can, you'll see it you saw it in the intro. But, yeah, the music's kind of better throughout this, makes a lot more sense. But there are some pros I do have to get, about the theatrical cut, the pros about the theatrical cut. So some of the pros, so number one being that, there are more kills, overall more kills, and the kills are a lot more brutal. Some of the scenes were a lot better, but obviously the producer's cut explains more about the Men in Black and why he's a thing, and why he's even in the series. But if you're gonna have him in the series, might as well explain it more, which a theatrical cut is.
It completely fails to explain why the Man in Black exists in this Earth.
I don't like the installation of him being in the series, him being kind of put in there, kind of shoved in there. He seems like he was an idea. I'm pretty sure, like I explained in the Halloween 5 review, they literally didn't have a finished script. They did like half of it and said make it up as you go along. I'm pretty sure the Man in Black was kind of a little slip-in the whole idea of Halloween 5. But literally, Halloween 5 felt like a huge mess that was put together, and then they made the writers or directors, producers of Halloween 6 just kind of made them explain everything that happened. And it was kind of hard for them to do that. And there was actually a lot of other ideas that were actually suggested for Halloween 6, which I heard were a lot better than the actual 2 cuts we got. Like sometimes I like the way Moustapha Akkad didn't let things pass like one time. I don't remember, I think it was Halloween 5, there was an actual idea where Moustapha Akkad actually threw the script in the garbage in front of the writer. But, pretty brutal, man. But sometimes I'm like, I'm kind of cheering for Moustapha Akkad in the way that his choices, but sometimes I'm like,
Come on, man.
like literally, like there's some ideas that I heard Halloween 6 could have been better. Honestly, I think anything would have been better than Halloween Resurrection. But I don't remember. I feel bad because I don't remember when Moustapha Akkad died. I don't know if it was after this film or not. But rest in peace, Moustapha Akkad. Which Malik Akkad actually took over and helped with Halloween 2018 and H2O Resurrection. But Resurrection shouldn't have passed, Which is why, honestly, I think earlier I put out a video reacting to Brayden Timmons' Haddonfield Nightmare, and I forgot to explain that he's doing a favor for the world. Because most of the world that hates Halloween Resurrection is going to love this his movie instantly. When he says he's doing an H2O sequel, I instantly heard that and I was like, oh, it's better than Resurrection. I don't care. I don't have to see teasers or anything to make it think. But after the teasers, yes, it's gonna be way better than Resurrection. I'm pretty sure. And they had a big campaign going on. So go, if you want to support his fan film, go to Indiegogo.com. Go check out his campaign that he's doing, and he's raising money. Blu-rays and DVDs, and posters, all of that is limited. So if you want some of that, go get it. I want to order a Blu-ray of it, so I can personally have it, my Halloween collection. But yeah, so like I was saying, so straight to the ending of this movie, you have right whenever Kara jumps out the window and gets knocked out, instead of having that weird drug conversation right away between Dr. Loomis and Tommy Doyle, instead of having that awkward conversation, it instantly transitions to Kara being tied up at this different location than she was, because originally she was put in this kind of asylum-looking room at Smith's Grove, but instead in this scene she's put in that little cult room we saw at the intro. Also, I forgot to mention, the beginning, the little opening of this movie, in the theatrical cut, as most of you know, Paul Rudd, Tommy Doyle, does the voiceover for like the story of Michael at the beginning. As in this, Donald Pleasance, Dr. Loomis does the voiceover on it, which I actually kind of like a little more. Paul Rudd's crazy in this, gotta admit. But and also in the theatrical cut, there's a lot more head tilts and the the little creepy head tilt that he does in producer's cut. There's not that much of that, which is kind of an upgrade. But yeah, overall I kind of like this ending more. You have Kara Strode in that cult room. Danny's there, still wearing the shirt, Barry Sims. And then the ending's completely different, where you have Tommy Doyle, instead of that girl that dies from stomach cancer or something, you have Tommy Doyle sneaking in with one of those robes that they have on. Sneaks in there, put it on, then he puts a knife up to Wynn's neck, gets Danny out of there, gets Kara out of there. And the chase sequence is a little different. And then eventually he uses runes, puts them on the ground, power the runes, I don't know, he puts his stuff on the ground, and picks up Michael, puts the blood on the ground, and then Michael freezes. Michael freezes right there at the spot. And then after he leaves, it's a little bit different, because instead of Dr. Loomis going in and you see Michael's mask on, because there's no green goop or nothing like that in this, than like there was in the theatrical cut. Dr. Loomis goes back in. He sees that Michael's standing there. He goes up to him, and he realizes that Wynn is under the mask right there. And then he touches Loomis, gets this Colt of Thorn, and then it ends at a shot of Michael wearing Wynn's suit.
Michael's gone, Loomis.
So that's the ending of the producer's cut. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this video is not as long as normal. As normally, I did talk a little bit about other stuff. I kind of got off topic a couple times. Sorry about that. But overall, producer's cut's a lot better. Comment down below if you agree. Smash a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you on the next one.